Hi, I'm Nicola McKenzie, founder, mortgage and insurance specialist here at DM Mortgages. And in today's video, I will be explaining when the best time is to get mortgage advice if you're looking at buying a property. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a home mover, stay tuned to find out more. Now, before we get into the detail of today's video, make sure if you haven't already that you subscribe to this channel so that you never miss any future property, mortgage and finance related videos. Now, here at DM Mortgages, we don't monetize this channel to give you the best viewing experience. So in return, to show your support when the time comes to look at your mortgage or remortgage options, then make sure that you head over to our website, which is dm.mortgage, and there you can book in for a free of charge mortgage consultation. Now, it's also worth me mentioning that this video is part of a whole playlist dedicated to helping you understand more about mortgage advice and the benefits of getting mortgage advice, when you should get it, how you should get it. So make sure that you check out the rest of the videos in this playlist. And it's also part of a bigger series of videos that's about helping you to prepare to buy a property. So make sure that you check out all of the other playlists in the series as well. Now, the first thing I'm going to point out is that if you're looking at buying a property, whether you're a home mover or a first-time buyer, getting mortgage advice is really important for a variety of reasons. It can help you avoid costly mistakes and make sure that you're getting the best possible deal on the mortgage. We as mortgage advisors can also help you to understand the different types of mortgage options available, the interest rates, the fees associated to each product that you're considering, what documentation you'll need to apply for the mortgage, and also if there's anything in your situation that may not make a mortgage viable for how much it is that you're trying to borrow. So it's really important for a variety of reasons to get mortgage advice when you are considering purchasing a property. So in this video, what I'm going to do is look at two scenarios: when the best time is to get mortgage advice if you're a first-time buyer, and then we will separately look at when the best time is to get mortgage advice if you are moving home. So when you're starting to think about buying a home, it's a good idea to get mortgage advice early on in the process so that you've got a good understanding as to how much you can afford to even spend on a home. Now, the minimum deposit that you're going to need to buy a property, assuming you're not using any special schemes, is 5% of the value of the property. So you really early on need to have a rough guide as to how much you can borrow so that you know how much deposit to work towards. Now, what a mortgage agreement in principle is, for those of you that don't know, is sending your information to a lender, and the lender usually performs a credit check, and what they will also do is check the information that you've submitted to them to make sure that you are the type of customer that they're likely to offer a mortgage to. And assuming that's the case, they usually provide you with a certificate to say that they will consider an application from you. So it's not a guarantee that your application will get approved, but it is as good as certain that you can get at such an early stage that you are on the right lines to having a successful mortgage application. Now, that step is very, very important, and is usually a step that us as mortgage advisors would carry out when you start viewing properties. So my advice here is that before you book on any viewings, that is the time to get detailed mortgage advice, because what you don't want to do is be looking at properties where you're wasting your time because either you're not in a position to get a mortgage, or you might be looking at properties that are way out of your budget. Now, as experienced mortgage professionals, we review your personal circumstances and tell you what you can afford to borrow and what you can afford to buy. So that means that you'll be looking at the right properties from the get-go, from the very beginning, but also we're here to support you throughout the process. So we would, in an initial mortgage assessment, give you an overview of the house buying process, the fees involved, so that you know exactly how much you'll need to budget, but also everything from upfront fees to ongoing insurances, to just make sure that you really are fully prepared. But the reason why getting mortgage advice before you start viewing properties is important is because some estate agents don't even let you view properties unless you have an agreement in principle. But certainly if you get to making offers on a property, if you see something you like, an estate agent is going to be reluctant to take an offer seriously where you have not got an agreement in principle. So again, to put yourself in the best position against competition from other potential buyers, really important that at the stage you're thinking of viewing properties, that should be the latest stage that you look at getting mortgage or detailed mortgage advice. As a viewer of this channel, I assume that you're considering purchasing a property in the near future. So it's important for you to know that DM Mortgages are an award-winning team of fully qualified mortgage brokers that provide advice to clients all over the UK. Now, we spend countless hours making free content for YouTube and other social media platforms to help to give you guys sound and useful information to make sure that you're in the best position to make informed decisions. To support this channel, when the time comes for you to consider your mortgage options, we want you to book a free online mortgage appointment with a member of our fully qualified mortgage advice team. Because without your help and support, keeping this channel going simply isn't possible. Now, we search thousands of mortgage products from high street and specialist lenders to find the right deal for your circumstances. And we also provide a free will writing service to every DM client. So head over to dm.mortgage and book in for a free mortgage appointment when the time comes. And also make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you find the content useful. But for now, let's get back to the video. Now, once you've had that initial detailed mortgage advice, hopefully at the latest stage before you start viewing properties, we are then there to help to provide you with mortgage advice throughout the process. And that's right up until you get the house keys, because once there's a lot involved in the house buying process, everything from negotiating to things don't always go to plan either. There could be a situation where the property gets downvalued, for example, or there could be something that's brought up on a survey that you're not comfortable with. So knowing how to navigate through those things as they crop up throughout the process, again, is something that only with experience can you handle those situations in the best way. And if this is the first time you're going through the house buying process, then you're not necessarily going to have all of the answers. So that's why it's important that once we've had that initial assessment with all of our clients, we're then there to support them throughout the process. Now, it's also really important to get mortgage advice, like I say, right before you start viewing properties at the latest, to ensure that your application has got the highest chance of success. Because if you get declined for a mortgage because you've not applied for the best lender for your situation, that can delay the process. And what that can do is make the seller of the property anxious and the estate agent anxious. And having an experienced broker on side like DM Mortgages means that we, with our level of experience, can make sure that we are matching you to the right lender for your situation to make sure that your application has the best chance of success, therefore not have any unnecessary delays when you're going through the process. Now I'm going to move on to talk about home movers. So if you already own an existing property, slightly different for you. The best time for you to get mortgage advice is the point where you are thinking of putting your house on the market. Most certainly, the latest point you want to get mortgage advice, ideally, is when you've put your home on the market. And the reason I say that is because you need to determine early on if the next property you're looking at buying is viable. And to do that, you need to think about, are there any additional costs in terms of stamp duty that you've not considered? Are there early penalties to repaying your current lender? If so, you might need to factor those things in. So what you don't want to do is sell your home to somebody that's interested and then find out that the whole thing has been a waste of time because you're not able to buy the next property for a variety of reasons. It could be affordability, you've not accurately budgeted the fees, etc. It's also a good time to get mortgage advice because you might decide that you don't even want to sell your current home. So there might be options out there such as bridging finance. So bridging finance is a short-term loan that means that you wouldn't necessarily have to put your current house or wait for your current house, shall I say, to sell before you go to buy a new one. Because what that can do is make you appear much more attractive when you are viewing properties because you're not part of a chain. Also, you might want to consider letting your current property as opposed to selling it, so that again, you've got an investment to hold on to for the long term. But again, let to buy, again, there usually are additional stamp duty factors to bear in mind with that. So that's the reason why I say at the point you're considering putting your home on the market, it's good to establish all of the options at that point. Make sure that you've accurately calculated costs and fees and worked out what penalties might arise from your existing lender if you want to make the move happen in the short term. So in summary, guys, you need to get mortgage advice early on in the process, not too early, but like I say, if you're a first-time buyer at the point where you're considering viewing properties, if you're a home mover at the point where your property is up for sale, ideally at the latest, so that you can work out what is best for your situation, what fees and costs are involved in buying a new home, and early on in the process it can help you avoid wasting time looking at properties that are out of your price range or are just not viable for other reasons. So to make sure that you're making informed decisions about your next property, about your next mortgage, make sure that you contact us here at DM Mortgages to obtain mortgage advice, because that is what we specialise in. So head over to our website, which is dm.mortgage, and there you can book in for a free of charge mortgage consultation with a member of our fully qualified mortgage advice team. And we search thousands of mortgage products from high street lenders to specialist lenders to find what's right for you. We are working with a wide range of lenders that are representative of the whole of the market. So make sure that you book an appointment with us, and also make sure to subscribe to this channel if you've not already, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future uploads from us. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.